Welcome to Zirkzank Says. I'm going to be looking at some of these PS2 games and talking about PS2 games. Now, I'm primarily a PC gamer, and I have been since I was 4 years old. That was when I first sat on a PC. I was at my grandfather's house. My dad had set up a computer in the conservatory there, and I played Chips Challenge, the original Chips Challenge on a old Windows machine there. And that was my first experience with PC gaming. It was Chips Challenge. I also eventually, the second game I played on PC there was Ski Free. So I played Chips Challenge and Ski Free. I've been playing PC games ever since. Some more improved technical ones than that, but nonetheless, I played a lot of PS2 games throughout the years as well. And basically my favorite game of all time is in this stack. It's this Road Trip Adventure. Now, this games company, or whatever you want to call it, I think it's just the publisher. This publisher, Play It, they produced all of my favorite PlayStation 2 games, and I only just realized that, when I started thinking about it. This publisher or studio, Play It, have made a bunch of these vehicle games, vehicle PS2 games, and the games that I'm holding here are Cell Damage Overdrive, Seek and Destroy, Road Trip Adventure, of course, and Motor Siege Warriors of Primetime. These are the games that I played the most when I was younger, so I'm massively influenced by nostalgia. Specifically, Road Trip Adventure. As I say, it's my favorite game of all time, and the one I always enjoy playing this. I never don't enjoy playing this. It's nostalgia, the music in it, the noises, the sound effects, the cars themselves, the locations, the aesthetics of it. Everything about this game I just think is fucking perfect. But that's because of nostalgia. What this is, I'm going to talk about this one. It's a car PG. That's a car RPG. So it's a game where you're basically exploring an open world. It's an open world game with fast travel, but you have to unlock the locations before you can fast travel to them. Imagine, if you've played Skyrim, imagine Skyrim but with cars instead of people. That's what this is. And instead of fighting, you do races and mini games. Racing, instead of armor and weapons, you have upgrades for your car, like engines, tires, brakes, transmission, gearboxes, jets, wings. You can have flying cars in this game. You can have flying cars in this game. Also, have you ever played Rocket League? Rocket League is that car football game that was here first. This game has car football in it years before Rocket League did. So if you think Rocket League is an innovative game, think again. This is what true innovation is like. And can you believe this game didn't sell that much? It's not like a massive selling game. The world in this is fucking massive. The world in this game is bigger than Skyrim. The world that you can explore in Skyrim. I don't just mean it's bigger in terms of size, because obviously you're a car, so you cover more ground than somebody running across the province of Skyrim. But the world was physically bigger and had basically more stuff. I don't want to say more stuff to do as in like detail. It had loads of side quests, and I really love side quests, extra content. This game had tons of it. still has tons of it. I mean, if you play it, there's like tons of side quests and shit to do. The main objective of the game is to race in every single city. I think there are 11 cities in the game. You drive around to each new city. You race there and unlock the next racetrack. When you've gone to all the 11 cities, you race in all the 11 cities or whatever. I don't know, they're not 11. It's kind of more complicated than that. I'm trying to simplify it, but I'm also trying to not miss out detail. Okay, so you race. You get better parts for your car. You race against harder AI. You recruit teammates to your team. You race more and more. You earn money for winning races, and eventually you get to compete in the Grand Prix of the game. Now, this Grand Prix requires you to have a team. You have to equip your team and yourself with the correct racing gear that allows you to win. You got to change your tires depending on the track. Got to change your kit so that you can drive over water, because you've got like skis and propellers in this game, so you can drive over water and stuff. Got like wet tires, snow tires, all-terrain tires. There are big tires, so you can turn yourself into a monster truck. You've obviously got the jets that I was on about, jet turbines, and you eventually, if you win the Grand Prix, don't want to spoil this, but you're racing to become the president. But just as you get to become the president, it's like, well, congratulations, you won the Grand Prix. Now, as I promised, you become the president of the car world. The president, he pulls a last minute, hey, you little punk, I'm not gonna let you become president unless you can beat me in a race. And then you have this fucking epic race against the president. The music on that and the speed of the president, it's fucking insane. Like, he's fucking fast, and you got to be pretty good at the game to beat the president. And then you become president, and you've completed the game. But the game has achievements. Like, it has like a diary of places that you've been to. It has a diary of stamps that you get. So you take pictures in every picture booth you get to show you've been to every location. And you have a stamp book, which you get a stamp for every achievement you get in the game. You need to complete all of those, basically, I think, to really consider yourself to have completed the game. And when you do that, you unlock special content, demon racing gear that is the fastest in the game, but you can't unlock it until you've completed the game. And so at which point you don't really need it. It's just fucking fun to be that fast. It's stupid. The game also had PvP. Like, you know how you have split screen on a PlayStation 2 so you can play with your friends. Didn't have any online because this is the era of the PlayStation 2 where they were just experimenting with that shit. I don't know what year this was released exactly, but yeah, this copy says 2003, so online play wasn't a big thing. The football on here, it's actually on the back. Like, you can see that. That's car football, or car soccer for anyone who's American and watching this. Yeah, Rocket League ain't got shit on this. There are tons of other mini games as well. I mean, you can go gambling and play roulette, play the skee ball. You can play I don't know, tons and tons of games on this, mini games, as well as an immersive world with characters. I'll say it's a RPG. It's one of those Japanese style RPGs where you've got people talking to each other, and there's backstory to the characters, character development. They have personalities, and the character development as well. You have got there's a city in the game that you develop by recruiting people to join your city, and the more people you invite to it, the more the city gets built up. So if you meet a guy who's a fire truck, in a fire engine, you can say to him, hey, come over to my city, and he'll set up a fire station in your city. You meet a guy who's like a mechanic, and invite the mechanic over to your city, So eventually you build up a city where it's got all of the important NPCs, where you got like your color change NPCs, got the ones who sell car parts to upgrade your car, got the ones that sell bodies, because in this game there are hundreds and hundreds of bodies. They're based on the the penny racers, the Chorokyu cars, popular Japanese thing at the time. Those sort of like chibi style artwork of cars where it's basically just like take a car and then squish it. That's what all the cars are in this. You have some fucking insane bodies as well, like the duck body, or the train body, or the pumpkin body. So you can be a rubber duck in this. Like your car can be a rubber duck. And you can have monster truck tires on a rubber duck. You can give it wings and jet turbines so it can fly around through the sky. How is that not the best game ever? It's not the best game ever. It's my favourite game. The best game ever is Tetris. But this is a fucking insane game. Now, something that comes kinda similar to this in terms of being able to upgrade your vehicle is Seek and Destroy. This game is where it's like, I'd say it's road trip adventure, but with tanks instead, and it's got a campaign instead of being open world. It's a campaign based one where you go from event to event, and based on which order you do it in, you get different events. So you've always basically got 2 or 3 options of which city to invade next, and that determines the outcome at the end. It's like, instead of a car PG, this is a tank RPG where you're all tanks talking to each other and having the characters and stuff. You upgrade your thing. You can have a flying tank in this. These are the people who make flying cars. Why not have a flying tank? Seek and Destroy, fucking great game. And you can see on the back there. And then another game by these guys, Cell Damage Overdrive. I'd say this one's probably a bit more popular than the others, where it's just essentially car combat, where they're combining the idea of the road trip adventure cars, but they're instead making them weaponized, like Seek and Destroy, and you've got all tons of different gameplay modes in this. I'm not even going into too much detail because there's probably enough gameplay of these on YouTube, or I'll make some myself. And then there's this one, Motor Siege Warriors of Primetime, which is very different to the rest of them, but you still having got car combat. This one has boss fights though, so you fight against boss vehicles that are just they're like way faster, do way more damage. This one was cool visually. For a PS2 game, this one is fucking hot. This is some hot shit PS2 game. Like the particles in this, and the light effects and the arenas in this, that's what make this so cool, I think. The combat system itself is pretty lackluster, but you know, everything about PS2 games is fucking lackluster, other than the music. Oh my god, the music in Road Trip Adventure, music in all of these games, the characters in these games, they're fucking great games. These PS2 games, fuck you, these are some good shit. I recommend all of them to anyone who enjoys playing vehicle games, even people who don't. If you just thoroughly love RPGs, you probably would enjoy Road Trip Adventure, the car PG. I think it's probably the only car PG, the Road Trip Adventure series. I don't know of any other car PGs, and if there are any modern car PGs that are anywhere near as good as Road Trip Adventure, I'd love to know that, because if there's like an MMO, if there was an MMORPG of Road Trip Adventure, that would be insane, and I'm looking for anything that's like that. So if you know, please tell me, because I want to get on that shit. I'll play that shit all the time. My entire life would be dedicated to that. I would not even sleep. I would not even make more videos. I would not even want to get a job. I would just want to play that. So don't tell me. It'll probably ruin my life. Thanks for watching.